Tonight, we take another look into the topic of crime in Meridian.
Twin States' Ben Lockridge spoke to city leaders to talk about the problem and possible solutions in tonight's top story.
With talk of a new children's museum and the current construction of the Mississippi Arts and Entertainment Experience coming to a close in April, it would seem Meridian has great things to look forward to. However, in light of these positive additions, most everyone will agree that we have a crime problem in Meridian. According to the data collection website citydata.com, in 2015, the city saw 7 murders, 18 rapes, 67 assaults, and 1,231 thefts, while in 2016 there was a total of 8 murders, 24 rapes, 74 assaults, and a slight drop with 985 thefts. While we may not have total numbers for 2017, the year so far has proven to have what many call a spike in crime. With 5 deadly shootings in the last several weeks and an additional shooting that occurred just last night, the city looks for answers.
First, I'd like to make the distinction, I think would be important to say that there's a difference between a spike in crime and a difference in the crime rate. Right. So what we saw in October was a crime spike, especially violent crimes. Sure. But that's not really part of a long-term trend.
We have had a spike in crime, as we call it, a spike. It's not a consistent system of crime, but it is a spike. It's gone up. Overall for the year, we're about where we were a year ago. But the perception, because of this spike, I think that's what has the public concerned. It also has the police department concerned. So it's not just the public. The police are just as concerned as anyone else because it's their job.
I don't really think there's a big crime problem here in Meridian. There's a crime problem, but I don't think it's a big crime problem. I think this is a trend that's nationwide, and we just happen to be caught up in it. I think, as I've stated earlier, that our criminal element at this day and time is quite different from what we've had to deal with in the past.
City officials say they are already working on solutions to combat crime in Meridian.
Now, some of the ways that we're addressing some of the burglaries that have happened, particularly in cars downtown, is the police department is identifying the places where those are taking place most often, and then we're putting cameras there to deter those types of activities from happening anymore.
The city administration, the city council is concerned. What are we going to do about it? We do have some police trainees at the academy now that'll be coming back shortly. They've been over there several months. So that'll put a few more folks on the street. We know that holiday period, Christmas period, there's going to be a lot of activity in Meridian. So if we can get those guys and gals back out of the academy, back onto the street, that should help some, just the present.
Even with the new programs and ideas to fight crime, city officials look at what they believe are real issues contributing to the problem.
The rate of poverty that we see in the city in particular areas, and as most people will tell you, that's related to a host of issues.
Value education that we once had in the public educational program where children were brought up and with a value system that was taught to them. Of course, the federal courts now say you're not supposed to be teaching values, but I know Dr. Carter with the public school district is working to put some things back into the schools. She's working with the Justice Department to get some things that we can teach back in the school.
Ben Lockridge, Twin States News.
And tomorrow night, Chelsea Jones will bring us an in-depth interview with Chief Benny DuBose as they talk more about crime and his thoughts on the perception of the Meridian Police Department.